I'm Nikki Terrio here at Gallery 7A, and I'm here with Ann Balch for her opening All Things Holy on Friday, September 28th. So, 2 years ago you had a show all about Misha Bruegel-Gosman, and this one, All Things Holy, is a little more different. Could you tell us what it's about?
First of all, let me say that when I was painting Misha, I tend to see portraits as more being still life rather than a portrait. Like it's sort of a slice in the life of the person. And I tend to see these as still life too, even though there's some animals in the exhibition. So I decided a couple of years ago that I'd like to paint whatever came into my mind or whatever struck me that made me think about God. And I have the Christian God in my mind, of course. And so whatever turned me around to God, that's what I thought, I can pick that. But I had to feel passionate about it, not just sort of, oh yeah, God. You know.
Yeah.
So when I painted the violin, I had seen that several years before. And when I painted the violin, it was because when I was a kid, about 6 years old, I heard a violin being played for the first time. And the beauty of the sound just made me cry. I was in my bedroom all by myself, basically crying, thinking about it. But I was just so struck by the beauty of it. And so that, I always think of beauty and perfection and anything that's just perfect, like in your case, a ballet, when you do ballet. So in case, when you see ballet that's done so well and beautifully, it just moves you right.
Yeah.
So it makes me think about God.
Oh, wow, it's very beautiful. And now, let's move to the animals that you have been talking about, these lovely sheep. So, were these drawn live, painted live?
They were painted while I was alive. But, no, the sheep were, so I took pictures of the sheep because they were moving pretty fast, and it takes me a long time to do all those little curls and stuff. But the sheep we were camping near Fortress Louisbourg in Nova Scotia, and I saw these sheep with this enormous amount of fleece, wool, I call it. And this guy here in particular, he really needed to be shorn, but he was overdue for a haircut. But to me, it was just beautiful how it rolled. Yeah. And to see all the little ones sort of in the middle of things, I decided I'd paint them. So I stood there and took a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
And again, when I came home, I did the paintings. But what struck me, why this is in the collection, is because I don't know if you're familiar with the Bible or not everybody is, but Jesus talked about how his sheep, when he was talking about people who followed him, know his voice. And when I was at Fortress Louisbourg, watching these sheep, the fellow came along and he walked through the sheep once and they didn't bother him or anything. And then he came back again and he said something to them. I can't remember what he said, but all of a sudden it was just like fast like that. He just went, I mean the sheep went, and just all took after him. Like it was just like they were magnetic filings. Have you ever done that? You know, you have magnetic filings on a table and you can move. It was just instant like that. So that made me think, wow, it just made me think, yeah, that story just sort of came to life, you know, instead of like being a story, an ancient book. So that was pretty cool. But the sheep were cute too, they're nice and fuzzy.
Yeah, they're so cute.
They've all got personalities too. That's the other thing.
I can imagine. And my last question. In your eye statement, you talked about this ancient oil, and which is what we see here in this painting.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about this oil.
Well, an archaeologist I met lent me these. This was a 3,000-year-old artifact, and it's intact. You know, you can tell it's old. But anyway, he lent it to me, and I very gingerly brought it home and painted it. And that's my friend is holding it. But it's an oil lamp, and it dates back 3,000 years. I said that. But anyway, the olive oil would be put in the bottom, and then you can't really see it too well in this painting, but there's a wick comes out, and the wick saturates, And then this is lit, and of course it provides light. But it was really neat because I could see the scorch marks from where it had been burnt, and you can see where the potter that made it has scraped it. And also you could put your hands in there and just feel like when he made it, he made this round, and then when the clay wasn't dry, of course he did pinched it and made that little spout. And what moved me about that, to paint that, and why it's in the collection, is because again, it just connected me with something in the past. I think that's somebody else's personal possession. And again, you know, you read about oil lamps and you hear about it when you're a kid or used to in church and stuff. And it just connected me with the past. Like, the past is real. It's not just like history in a book that's boring. I'm holding something that belonged to this woman 3,000 years ago, in King Solomon's time. And it made me think we're all the same, you know. Like, she needed light. We need light. She needed oil. We need oil. So, you know, it's very, very contemporary in a way, even though it's 3,000 years ago. So,
thank you very much.